Hey everybody, I'm Derek. My wife and father-in-law said I should be starting a YouTube channel for things that I do on a daily basis. We just moved down to my wife's family farm in July of last year. She's sixth generation to live down here, and it's been quite the learning experience. Um, so here we go. I'll give you a tour of the property later on and whatnot. Today I went out to cut grass, and unfortunately the lawnmower wasn't starting, so we had to give it a charge. She's an old 1985 Cub Cadet, works really nice. I'm not a videographer, as you can tell here, so don't blame me for that. So we're just giving it a charge. So instead of doing that, here's the lawnmower I was talking about. The video I took was terrible because, I'm not a videographer. She's an old 1985 Cub Cadet, 60-inch deck on it. Runs really well once it's up going, but it needed a charge. Not sure why. It does this every once in a while, so we're just charging it up right now. So instead of cutting grass right now, I'm just splitting some wood up and starting to clean up the wood area just to get it organized. We live in a 130-year-old house, and heat by wood. We have a stove and a insert, and that is most of our heat. We do have a oil furnace that we use just as backup. So right now, just getting this area cleaned up, organized, so that we can start cutting and splitting more wood for the winter time come. So that's kind of what my day is starting at. That's all I got for you right now. We'll see you later. So now you're gonna watch me pile wood. It's gonna be super exciting, I promise. Not a big fan of having wood piled because it takes away time from doing other stuff. But in order to clean this up, I'm gonna need to do it. So here we go. I'm gonna do it in time lapse, so you don't have to watch it for the next hour. All right, so we got that wood pile. We got more still to split and pile. We'll get that done soon. But we have to go dump the tractor bucket. So we have an old 1974 white. Thing's a beauty. She's seen some life on her for sure. No power steering, so that makes things a lot of fun. And old tractor stuff. Little leak in this tire right here, you can see, and one of the hydraulics leaks, but it does the job. It does what it's supposed to do. So we're gonna go take that. I use this regularly to go up to the bush and cut wood, and it helps with other things like this, cleaning up this area and whatnot. Taking it up to the bush in the wintertime is a lot of fun. It's a 4-wheel drive. It goes through pretty much anything. Obviously in a few months we'll see that. So here we go. We're gonna go to the burn pile and dump this stuff off. All right, so we've got the wood area mostly cleaned up here. I'll turn this thing around and show you. So here it is. This area here is just like random wood stuff that'll eventually just become kindling, and I'll get that cleaned up. There's a lot of stuff there, probably 3-4 years worth of stuff. That pile's probably gonna fall, so we're gonna have to jimmy something up there to hold her together. We'll get that piled up. And then this area here, we'll have to get that. So there's a leak in the roof right there, and this wood is just kind of been sitting underneath it, so we'll have to get it cut, split up, and eventually it'll dry, hopefully. Maybe just for outdoors. And then so right here, that's a wood splitter. You know, when we moved here, my father-in-law had a lot of this stuff already set up, thankfully. So he moved it out to... All right, so we got disrupted. I was saying, yeah, my father-in-law, he had a lot of this stuff where he moved to. They don't heat with wood. He never wants to see wood again in his life. So we have the splitter here. So eventually I'm going to take the splitter once I get this cleaned up, and it'll go in here. This will be the splitting area. And then we'll pile along there for it to dry. And that will be that. It's up here. This barn, it's pretty old. You can see a lot of the old beams, like big hand cut beams from back in the day. There's Vinny. Vinny. So that area is where the cattle used to come out. They would load them up into the trucks. This area we're standing in, that's covered. This was built on by my wife's grandfather. We don't really know when, possibly the 50s or 60s sometime. So it has a little workshop area and it's covered, so it keeps it mostly dry except for that one seam along that side. So that is the excitement. So that's the excitement for today. We're still going to try and get some grass cut, but it doesn't look like the battery's fully charged yet. We're going to give her a go because it badly needs to be done. I should probably hold this camera up a little bit more so you don't see the old turkey chin there that's coming in. So while we're waiting for the battery to charge, we're going to have nice cold Bud Light. You'll see those around here quite often. That's what we drink. So Bud Light, you want to sponsor us, go ahead. Yeah, so we're going to give this, I don't know, another half hour or so and see if it gets charged up enough. And then if it doesn't, we'll probably head in for dinner time and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's all I got. All right, so I've finished cutting some of the grass, the main parts. This is kind of the main part, the front yard area. All that, you see that little tree where that trailer's parked, there's a barnyard that's all cement. Where the cattle used to be when there was cows here. So yeah, I cut those main areas. I'd do a lot of it at the highest level because it was so long. Did that area. Around the side I still have to do, you can see it's still longer there. Got back done over here. I still have to do in here all of that. You can see in the trees, under the trees, it's still really long, but that grass is very thin. We only do it once a month or so. I haven't done it yet this year. And then back behind the barn here, this is the longest part that has to get done still. You can see it's just a fucking atrocious right now. It's gonna take a while. It's a project on its own. Right here in this area, there's a little pad, that's a little cement pad. But next weekend, friends coming over and we're going to till all of this up. And we're gonna have a big veggie garden here. We're a little late getting it this year, but it is what it is. So we're gonna go like 30 by 30. And it'll all be vegetables. So we'll be able to supply our own vegetables to ourselves. My wife, she owns a restaurant. We're gonna sell some of them to the restaurant as well. And yeah, that is it. That's it for the long weekend. May 2-4 weekend comes to an end. Gonna go inside now, get some dinner, finish 1 or 2 or 4 more of these, and back to the work week. All right, bye.